we recording? Recording. Maybe this microphone on. I'm tired. Is it on? Maybe it's on. Maybe it's not on. I think it is on. I've got an itchy nose.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?
Hello folks, how's it going? So this is my Play Blackpool 2015 video part 1, and this watch isn't that big, is it, Jay? Sorry, I may say things that nobody will even get, but certain people may get. So what I'll do, I'll just basically do a quick summary and rundown of the event and the shenanigans of what happened, and then I'll do a part 2, and it'll be the pickups video part of it. And Play Blackpool, as always, has broken me another year. Is that door shut? Yes. My wife just accused me of being noisy a couple of minutes ago. Yeah, Play Blackpool broke me for another year. This is late on the Monday after the weekend. I got back about 8 o'clock on the Sunday evening. My voice is finally beginning to recover a little bit, but today I've just been like, "Meh." I think several nights of not sleeping very much, and considerable amounts of alcohol, and a ridiculous amount of burgers and KFCs and McDonald's and kebab and burgers. It's not done wonders for me today. Having withdrawals or something. I don't know. So if I reach for a juice, trust Iron Brew, that's why, because my throat's a bit, and I'm like, oh. But another year, another awesome time. Met a load of people, a lot of new people, and a lot of familiar faces as well. And I've spent a lot of time with people that I maybe didn't speak to or spend a lot of time with last year as well, which was really good. And we finally got Street Fighter done, didn't we, Mr. Cojones Dolores? Will I let you tell them about that, or will I? We might get onto that. So yeah, it's just gonna be a bit of a waffle video, but I left here about 10 o'clock on the Friday morning, because I had the Friday off and the Monday off. I'd taken that off work. Whereas last year I only had I went down on the Saturday. That's what it was, and I think I got in early Saturday afternoon last year, or maybe late morning last year, I think. So I took the Friday off work, left here about 10 o'clock, and I went and picked up Kev Retro Game Crusader. I just watched Gashead's video, and I'm going to also try and not mention names, because if I do, I'll forget people, but and no doubt will mention names and then I'll forget people, but there will be certain names that I mentioned, so ignore what I've just said, because I'm blatantly going to possibly be mentioning some names. And if I don't come across as being very lively tonight, it's because it's quite late and I'm still feeling like poop after the weekend of excess, basically. So I left here at 10 o'clock in the morning on the Friday, went and picked up Kev, Retro Game Crusader. He lives Newcastle. That's that on my wall. It's a fucking spider. Is it? Kev lives in Newcastle. Sorry, I was distracted. So Newcastle area, surrounding area, somewhere around about there. I'm not going to tell you the exact location in case you try and hunt them down. So I went and picked them up there. I didn't really think it through very well. Not moaning about it as such, but we may sort something else out next year, because I had to I'm doing it backwards specifically for the camera, from where I live down to where he lives, and then basically straight across the country and then down to Blackpool. So my journey time was, instead of about 2.5 hours, was 4.5. But Joe, he thanked me, so he could have done it without me picking him up, etc. And I genuinely don't mind. I'm a nice guy like that. So I picked him up. I got to him about 11:30, 12, and then headed down for Blackpool. I think we got into Blackpool about 3, maybe just before 3. got our hotel, which again similar to some of the other guys because we're all staying in the same hotel. A lot of us were. Um, the hotel had fucked up and cancelled our booking basically the day before, which we're still waiting to get refunded for. But we got a last minute one, but all our hotels were still quite close together. So we got to the hotel. I think we went and got something to eat. It's already getting quite fuzzy. Met in a pub. That's what we done. First of all, the Litten Tree, I think it was, the same place that we were last year. Spent a lot of time in there this year. And we were supposed to be going to Funny Girls, but instead, thankfully, because I don't want to see funny girls with penises and hairy faces. So instead of doing that, we went down to the Norbrick Castle Hotel and we met everybody else there. The place was like a bloody sauna though. It was like, whoa, it was the hottest place in the world ever, man. It was honestly, it's ridiculous. Like the sun was parked in the same room. That's how hot it was. We went there and it was basically a giant meet and greet session. It was pretty cool. Um, Met loads and loads of people. Like I say, I'm not going to mention a lot of names, but some people that I maybe didn't meet last year was Aidan Watkins, who actually came up to me and said, "Monkey Spaz, I bet you know who don't know who I am," and I did. So ha ha ha. Dan Central as well, met him, and I hadn't met him last year. Who else? Shit, I've done that. Ugh, I shouldn't start mentioning names, should I? Matt Soul Funk Retro met you, hadn't met you last year. Um, Somebody the Host, you also spoke to me. I spoke to you very briefly, and I recognise your name because I haven't seen you comment on my videos before, but I'm not subscribed. So send me a message down below, and we'll check out your channel. It's something the Host or something like that. Oh, I fucking mentioned names I shouldn't have. If I forget people's names, don't be offended. My brain's just not working very well. And you sat down and spoke to Daz for a little bit. Cojones Dolores, which I barely even spoke to him last year actually. So that was good. And I need a drink while I try and remember what else we done. I can't remember what else we done. You know that. It's all disappearing already. But yeah, we met up there. We were in there for quite a while. It was good laugh, speaking to everybody, trying to get round everybody, etc. as well, to say hi. There's some faces that weren't there that were there last year, but it was really, really good just to meet everybody again. For me, the event is just about the meeting people, and everything else is an added bonus. We went out on the Friday night. A lot of us, the Retro and Limb people. Wasn't that late at night. It could have been if Mr. Novabug got his way. We went into, we're going home and we decided to go to a pub for a pee. And then by the time we'd all had our peas and regrouped in the pub, we just sort of looked at each other and was like, another drink? We're like, yes. So yeah, we could have had another drink, another drink, another drink, another drink. So we didn't get in too late on the Friday night. I think 1:30. I'm still watching that spider. Got in to the hotel, got up quite early, and basically made our way along to the event. We got our press passes sorted out. I think so. Big thanks to Mr. Unlim himself. He obviously sorted that sort of side of things out, and so we didn't have to queue or anything like that. We just all piled in. We all had dangly things that go around our necks. I've really forgotten the names of them with like Retro and Limb things on them, and the majority of us had a Retro and Limb t-shirts. Mr. Dan Central, if your t-shirt didn't turn up, I know you've got it now. That's a bit of a shitter. So we all went in, and same old sort of thing. The hall was basically split into two. You had the trader section, and you had the arcade stroke bar section, is what I want to call it. A lot of people commented on this, that like the trader section, it did seem like there was a lot less people trading, if you like, selling stuff, compared to the previous year. I'm not saying it makes it worse as such. If you're specifically looking for a certain thing from, then maybe so, because you'd less chance of looking for it. But myself, I was just having a peruse, and if anything tickled my fancy, I would have picked it up basically. So yeah, the Traders Hall, there did seem to be a lot less in it this year. There was a lot more like merchandise, t-shirts and that sort of side of things, as opposed to games. There was, I've seen this mentioned in several people's videos, but there was quite a huge stall selling knives and swords. Did people get ID'd before they bought those knives and swords, or how did that work? Were they not really knives and swords? Were they not really sharp? Were there fucking shitloads of people running about Blackpool later on pissed with knives and swords? Like, I didn't get that. And there was a Funko Pop stand which was reasonably sized. Again, I didn't get that. Um, and there was no, last year there was a lot of like 8-bit computer sort of stuff for sale, like there was some Spectrums and Commodore 64s and games and stuff like that for those systems. And this year that seemed to be missing for one reason or another. And there was a table actually that had PC. I don't know if they're trying to just turn it maybe not just so retro and try to include a bit more modern games and in it as well, because there was like a section that had PC keyboards and mice for sale, and even some Xbox One games. And I nearly bought one. I was like, but I was laughing. You know, I come to a retro event, however many miles away, and I buy an Xbox One game. That would, that, you know what I mean? Sorry, excuse the drink. So yeah, but still, there was a decent enough selection. You know how it works. Prices are usually a little bit inflated, but you've got the bonus of actually being able to pick the item up and get it there and inspect it and have a look at it and whatnot. So yeah, that was the Traders Hall. Next hall or section I should say is obviously where the bar was and arcade machines. And what I liked, or what I was more conscious or what I wanted to do this year, which I maybe didn't do last year, was play the arcade machines because I more or less ignored them last year. So I did have a good play with arcade machines. I had me and Retro Dave at one point on Sunday. We were playing the Nintendo's at the Player's Choice arcade machine. He was teaching me the skills of Punch Out, which was a game I'd never really played before on the NES. But typical NES fashion, he was playing Mega Man 3 and it kept glitching out or crashing. So yeah, typical NES fashion, I suppose. But he also, Retro Dave actually completed Super Mario World 1 on the Player's Choice arcade cab thing. Yeah, so played a few of them. Arcade machines really good. Played Asteroids actually, like the original Asteroids arcade machine, vector graphics, and oh my god, those the bullets and everything were so bright. I'd never ever seen that arcade machine in my life. I had a wee play of that. That was pretty decent as well. So I did have quite a shot of. I did have a shot of quite a few arcade machines, which was good. In the hall, obviously, you've got your usual tables with your loads of CRT TVs, etc. All the different games, machines, and consoles and whatnot set up there. Stage for the cosplay sort of side of things, whatever. But also in there this year, they had quite a lot of PS4 and Xbox Ones, and also PCs as well, which again, retro event. I don't know if they're trying to make it more of a gaming, but without mainly focused on the retro side of things. I do not know. I need a drink. Hold on. But all in all, I thought the event itself was all right with regards to the traders and the other hall. It was still pretty decent. On the Saturday night, we headed back out. Ate some more junk food. Ended up in some late club until nearly 5 o'clock in the morning. Again, I think was what like last time. There was the boxing on in the casino, but I was thinking to myself, there's no way I'm going to be drinking from whatever time we started drinking and then still be awake at 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning and watch boxing without sitting there like this, not even being able to focus because everything blurry vision. I'd be that drunk. So we didn't head down to the boxing where a lot of the other guys were, but there was a big group of us on the night out, and we still had a really good laugh and spent a lot of time with Chris Novabug actually, who was somebody that I barely even spoke to last year. But yeah, he he said something like, I think at one point, I knew we would get on because I loved Amstrads. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? No, but it was, oh my god, my voice is going there. Fuck, I need another day off work. But it was really, 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 really good. Had a good laugh on the night out. Gas had touched on it. We got infiltrated by a couple of potential freeloaders, a couple of girls. um, you know, and they dragged us down to, my mum just went, "I'll drag us down to a karaoke bar." And I think they left once they realised we weren't going to be really buying them any drinks or anything like that. But no, it was a really, really good laugh, really, really good, good fun, good crack, etc. I got up on the Sunday feeling a little bit worse for wear, having a look about the event again. I've just popped this bit in randomly because it might even make sense, but I was just about to encode the video and something popped in my head and I completely forgot about it. One of the first people I met actually was Richard Turner, awesome, awesome YouTuber. He had done some hand paintings of like video game characters that we had requested, and he had all those paintings there and he was giving them out to the YouTubers, etc., that he'd done them for. So Richard, I will mention this in the pickups video because I will show the painting there as well. But it was really nice to meet you. Spoke to you a little bit more compared to last year. Last year, more or less, just said hi, and I have to say thank you very much for the painting. But I will show it in the pickups video, and you can everybody else you can see it there as well. But I thought I better not forget that I said hi to Richard and the fact that he gave me a painting because that would be a big fuck up on my part. But back to the rest of the video. Cojones Dolores. I think I mentioned at some point I was quite good at Street Fighter. I don't know if it was even last year. Um, but yeah, so I had to play Daz, Cojones Dolores on Street Fighter. I said I was going to last year, but I sort of dodged the situation, or it never happened basically. So I played Gas head first, and I whipped his ass. Played Daz as well, and I beat him as well at Street Fighter a couple of times. And then he says, right, if you're playing Street Fighter, if you beat me at this, you have to beat me at Killer Instinct arcade machine, because nobody's beat him, no other YouTuber has beaten him in 2 years on this Killer Instinct arcade machine. Because he goes, I'm not taking the piss. I don't know Killer Instinct. I played it less than probably 10 minutes on the Super Nintendo in my life. I've never really played it. He went to some skeleton guy, and the thing is, I had an advantage because I'd watched videos of Daz play Killer Instinct before, and I knew the spammy move I knew the spammy move that you do. I'd seen that in a video before. And he goes to some skeleton guy, and he like does some weird sliding sweep, and he keeps doing it, and he keeps doing it, and you can't get up, and you can't get up. But I was prepared. I'd done my homework. Not really. I'd just seen the videos before. But yeah, I was just choosing a random character that I'd seen or in a video before that I liked the look of, and I beat him, and I beat him again with another character, and then I beat him again with like the third character. So I beat him 3 times in a row, and I think maybe thought that I had played the game before because I was pulling off combos and shit like that. But yeah, I've obviously just got natural flair or something. I hope there's video footage of that somewhere actually, because it was good fun. It was good fun, and somebody else I think had said that they thought that the move that Daz was doing on Killer Instinct was unblockable, etc. Maybe that was mentioned previous year, but nope. I schooled him in Killer Instinct. We can maybe have a rematch next year. Yeah, all in all, it was really good, really, really good time. I know some people were saying, I think I may have touched upon this, that they didn't think it was as good as last year with the amount of stalls, etc. But it was a bit underwhelming compared to last year. I think they were saying. I thought it was maybe a bit quieter compared to last year with the amount of people in the hall. It certainly wasn't as hot in the halls compared to last year. But yeah, I came away actually thinking it was better than last year, simply for the people that I met, the good times that I had. I really enjoyed speaking to everybody, whether I saw you just for a couple of minutes or I just shoot your hand, and there was 1 or 2 people I'd shoot your hand, said hi, and that was more or less it. But it's one of those things. It's a bit mad meeting an absolute crap load of people at once. I need to come back and touch on something that I just popped into my head. 2 things actually. When you meet that many people at once to try and speak to them, it's just a crazy, crazy situation. But if I said hi in passing, or shook your hand, or sat and had a chat with you, or stood at the bar and had a chat with you, or whatever, yeah, I really appreciate it, because for me, the event is a social gathering of like-minded people. That's all it is, and anything else is a bonus. I seriously, the people make it for me, basically. But what I will have to say that just popped into my head is what we've done last year at Retro and Lim guys. We actually had a live panel in one of the rooms in the hotel. It was a good laugh. It was pretty good. The only thing I'll say is I was still a bit rough from the night before and probably a little bit overwhelmed with all the cameras pointing at my face, and yeah, but it's one of those things that an absolute honour to take part in. I look forward to see the video when it's up as well, and hopefully we can build on that sort of side of things as well, because it's always obviously something you see at the big American events and maybe not so much you see in the UK, but it was certainly good to partake in it, and I really did enjoy it as well. And one other guy that I saw, maybe it was quite near the end, I heard that he was there. It's a YouTuber that I watch, and he was walking through and I just clocked him. It was funny enough because he said he was looking for a guy, he was looking for a bald head, and there's probably a lot of people there with bald heads. And funnily enough, maybe about an hour and a half before he came, I'd put a cap on my head, so he wasn't expecting that, but I saw him walking through with one of the other guys. And it was Gadget UK 164. I think that's the YouTube name. I refer to him as Gadget UK. Chris, absolutely lovely guy. Glad I finally met him. He basically said the same thing. He was hoping he was going to meet me there. I watch a lot of his videos. Does a lot of sort of tech videos, etc. I find them really interesting. Spent maybe an hour and a half with him, maybe walking about. We sat down, played some consoles, etc. But just had a really good chat. It's somebody that I really like watching his stuff, and he said some really nice things about my channel, etc. And he really enjoys watching it, and it was really nice to finally meet you, Mr. Gadget UK, sir. I'll put a link down to his channel down below, and please check him out because he does a lot of basically how to fix things, videos, repair things, etc. But he's genuinely one of the nicest guys I've ever met, and I was speaking to him saying if you're going to come next year, if you can, do you know what I mean, come stay over, etc., and spend a bit more time at the event and whatnot. But I think that might be it, guys. I may have some footage I'll add in, a couple of pictures. I didn't really take much. I sort of walked about with my camera briefly near the end, so I might add that at the end, but we'll see how that goes. But for me, guys, a big thank you to anybody who came and spoke to me, to everybody that was there that I met. Like I said, that is for me that what makes the event. I think it's fucking brilliant. It was there. It was when we were there this year. I was saying it doesn't even feel like it's been a year since the previous time we were all together. But it's a bit sad thinking that it's now going to be another year until we all get together again. But I was speaking to Gashead Steve, London Retro Army, Modern Second, Gashead London I don't know what your name is, Gashead Steve 66. I honestly don't even know what your name is anymore. But I was saying to him that we'll maybe try and meet up before next year as well, which would be really good. And hopefully we can get something like that. So there may be some footage at the end of this video. Finally, I can't stress enough, thank you everybody. Really loved the weekend, really loved meeting everybody. Fucking amazing time. It's a pity that it's all finished and you have to get back to work, etc. But my plus point for my body, I'm going to be drinking no more alcohol for a little while and hopefully eating no more burgers and KFCs and kebabs and chips and stuff like that. But for me, guys, that was part one of my Blackpool videos, if you like. Next part will be pickups, etc. Be up in the next day or so. But thank you very much everybody for watching. Thank you very much everybody that I met. Hope everybody else had an amazing time there. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe. As always, it's seriously much appreciated. I'm going to edit this video and go to bed and give my body a rest because, yeah, it batters you, Blackpool does. But as always, guys, thank you much. I'll catch you next time.
Do you have a monkey in your pants?